Eulyzis?
Mhm.
Am I saying that correctly?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
We've got Gundulf.
Hello.
Hello, and we've got Nox.
Hi there. Hi, everyone.
All right. So we're just gonna, I guess, run through everyone who's here and discuss. Maybe you can mention what your role in this project was and what your background is. So I guess we'll start with Ulysses.
Okay. So for me, I was only helping out a bit, but I was mainly like doing a scene for the background art. But as we continue the project, I'm shifting more into like the boss art, since I was more interested in the character's sprite animation. So artist, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and Gundalf.
Coder of the game. I first did code with some friend with Chelsea in game jam, and later that I continued the coding part. And I'm looking for balancing our game. That's all.
Cool. And Nox.
I'm actually the game designer for this project here. We just assembled ourselves on the game jam day, and we decided that the theme is infinite. So I kind of went ahead and decided to go for a Stanley Parable kind of theme. As you can see, but with the color tone and everything, I'm more involved with the game design and the game loop, how it works. I'm also involved with the background artwork, the UI design. But as we are developing this game, I'm shifting towards more on coordination, trying to help everyone with whatever is needed. When there's a need with art, when there's a need with the narration, I just go in and help whatever I can.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, I'm not really familiar with idle games, so I don't know what the sort of like best strategy is, but I'm noticing that the general pattern is that I'm building up some energy, I'm building up experience, and then I have the option to escape, and then I initiate a battle against them, and I'm guessing that the battle countdown, like I have to defeat them before the battle countdown reaches 0.
Yep, you're right. You're right. So the point of this idle game is slightly different from the idle games we see in the mobile phone games that we see.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a like a boss rush. If you can rush it, actually. So you're trying to use all these different bars to enhance your attack against the boss and try to take it down before the timer goes out. Basically, you keep generating all these energy and you're using the experience to level up your skills to go against the boss. Each boss gets significantly harder, and there's only 20 seconds for you to beat them before you can move on to the next one. So there's a lot of text. As you can see, it's just placement text right now. It kind of gives you a background of why the boss, you have to fight it, and how you actually can get out.
Right. Okay. Ooh, we've progressed to a new color palette. So uh, the other thing that I'm noticing is like the numbers scale up really quickly. Like I think the last guy we fought was like a couple 100,000. Now this is 1.5 million. We also have 1.2 thousand XP. So I guess we can unlock some pretty powerful stuff here.
Yes.
How
I
would
would
you?
actually, I would actually recommend not only investing into the energy, and you can also actually go invest into the experience, so you can get a much larger experience points boost out of each fight. So you get multipliers.
Oh, I see. I didn't see that this is a comment I made actually sort of before the interview proper began, but I didn't realize that you could click these. I didn't realize these were actual buttons.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we're still enhancing the UI at the moment, but the buttons are all there. You can see that you're spending your XP is dropping, and you're actually getting a multiplier of that. So
Yeah.
how you actually spend your resource and how you can actually take down the bosses as fast as you can, that's kind of the key to the game.
Gotcha. Okay. Because yeah, as I said, I really don't have experience with idle games. It's just I just know it's like make the number go up as quickly as possible.
It's more or less it's like that. But the how we actually came up with the idea was that how Danny Parable, if you played that game, you're always kept at a loop. Since the theme of the game jam was infinite, we thought that
Mhm.
Danny Parable is a good way to play this. So you're trying to escape an infinite loop of escapes. So you
Mhm.
keep fighting different bosses, and you realize that okay, you're now getting out of your floor, your office floor. You're trying to get out of the building. You're getting out of the street, and the next level you should be seeing is that you're getting out of the city, you're getting out of the state, getting out of the continent, and get off the earth.
Mm.
It's just trying to go as far as you can, and each level can present you with a new challenge.
Yeah. So I just oh okay I won against the boss this time, but I didn't win the previous time. So can you still earn XP from fighting bosses even if you don't succeed against them?
No, unfortunately, don't. Yeah, you have to actually beat them because it would be too easy if you're getting XP left and right? So you're generating XP already, and we thought that it would be a little too easy if you're not able to beat the boss and you're still getting a large chunk of XP.
So how do you actually earn XP if you can't defeat the current boss?
It's automatically generated. If you go into energy, you can see that there's a ratio. You can actually it generates the XP that way as well. Oh, sorry. I mean, you can generate the energy that way as well, so you can have more energy to beat the boss. I think Gundulf, can you clarify on that? I kind of forgot how it works.
Uh, this multiplier, first one, it makes our energy produce faster, and second one is X multiplier. It's for awaken. Awaken is a XP deposit. You can reset your game and get this XP amount, and you can buy your item and never lose the first you bought. Also, let's say you can't defeat the boss, you can still earn the XP by hitting boss in calculated amount. It will be lesser, but it can help to defeat boss. When you defeat boss, you will get much more XP than the hitting boss, and that's for the XP system.
Okay, so you
Yes.
can still make progress against you can still earn XP by fighting the boss even if you aren't successful in defeating it.
Yeah, but you're not getting any extra bonuses when you failed the boss. You're just getting the increment of whatever hits that you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Um, I guess I is unveiling stage and future update. Okay, I guess the one thing I wasn't clear on is the fact that like there looks like there's a bar here, but I don't know if that's supposed to represent the boss's health because the bar doesn't actually deplete.
There's some bugs are still working on it. I will fix it.
Okay, so that is meant to go down as you succeed.
Yes.
So I guess the main thing that I like if I keep going through this and I keep unlocking more and more things as I go through these pages of oh my goodness, so we start to roll over to some very large numbers here, and then eventually stuff just costs 0, which I didn't realize there was some 0 XP things on the last page here. These extra dimensional things.
Those are placeholders for now because we're still working on it. Yeah, we
Mhm.
haven't decided what those items are gonna be.
Right. But I guess maybe you can tell me what is supposed to be the draw of and this idle game as you designed it. Like you mentioned, it's very different from the structure of the kinds you'd see on a mobile game. So why would someone be motivated to continue unlocking the next big thing and then investing more energy. Like the numbers just go up by a factor of 10, but they don't. The gameplay doesn't change.
Well, actually, like the reason why we could have developed this game is because we are trying to match the theme of the gameplay. Of the game jam,
Mhm.
and we are thinking that we want to play in a way that you are actually looking at the dummy text that is supposed to be going on would change according to how you're playing the game. So
Mhm.
if you're investing a lot of energy, or if you're using a coffee mug a lot, the bots would actually have comments about that. It will have different flavor text that tells you how it feels toward that.
Mhm.
So the interesting thing about this is that it's almost like a conversation. It's reacting to what you're doing. Um, like I said, it's more on like similar to what we are trying to do, is similar to what Stanley Parable did. We are also bringing in really absurd kind of boss that you have to fight. So it's kind of interesting to see what's the next boss. um, but in terms of gameplay wise, yeah, it's more like what you said. It's an idle game. The gameplay doesn't change much, at least at this stage that we are trying to develop it. We're trying to get the first stone ready instead of
Mhm.
just piling different kind of features and different ideas into it, which we may not ever get to completing everything. So we're trying to keep the scale really small at the moment and make sure that the core is working before we're starting to throw more ideas onto it.
Okay. Yeah, it's only because I don't play these games myself. I don't really understand what the core appeal in them is. So that's why I was wondering, like, how do you see this as appealing to that audience? Like, the sort of, you mentioned the content of the game sort of changing dynamically, some of the text content. Um, I'm just wondering, like, is it all that important to have quite so many things to unlock, or is it more important to have um, the like everything fit on one page? Like, is it how necessary is it based on the mathematics of what you have calculated out to have this many things to unlock?
Well, you see, it's almost like a balancing game right now. If you're looking at it, like the numbers would get exponentially higher. Like all idle games are played that way, right? You're actually generating the numbers higher and higher, and there are definitely different things that you can level up to. I try to push that further and further, and the new ones are just going to be more efficient than the old one. And yeah, in order to actually complete that try to the end, we thought that we should provide it enough tools to make it worth the player's while. Right now, there is no complicating strategic of how you can get the maximum attack to beat down the boss. But
Mm-hmm.
over the course of the game, we thought that yeah, we do want to have all those right there at the beginning, at least before we have other tactics of getting the boss down.
Right. Yeah. Because the main thing that it's yeah, I guess, how are you actually calculating out the curve of all the numbers that are going into each successive like boss encounter and each successive thing that you purchase?
Gandalf, can you help answer that? Yeah, he's the guy who's helping us do the balance.
Well, I'm still on the first side of balancing, but it calculate like when you unlock an item and it gets higher to level up the item.
Mhm.
So in fourth strategy, you might want to get some new item for fast upgrade your for energy producing. But still, I can decide how to upgrade upgrade system should be. I'm still working on some methods about idle games like exponential upgrade costs examples.
I think one of the things about our team is that when we joined the game jam, actually we are the ones who do not have a team. we just random people just coming to the game jam, and we do not have a team, and we were just assembled on the spot. And I think our team is kind of unique in a way that we are all scattered across the world. Some of our team members are in Europe and some in Asia. It's been a really interesting experience bringing everyone to the table, being so far away, and different people have different time zones. Um, it's certainly an interesting game jam experience for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a wonderful thing that people can collaborate around the world like that. Um, so, can you talk a little bit about the development process for the game? Like, how did you move from the like concept to like the mechanics and the eventual like UI and what we're seeing right now?
I would say that we are not very structured. Being just like I said, we being just assembled on the spot. We decided to go ahead with using Mural.
Hmm.
Into actually we actually spent like about 45 minutes, I think, to put down our ideas. I Everybody go and present their own idea at the to the group at the time using
Hmm.
Mural. We're collaborating right on there. There were four ideas that we narrowed down to, and we have to come up with one at the very end and agree upon that at the very end. At the time, we probably don't know who's capable of doing what, even who's good at doing what, even. Um, so we just scramble around and try to do whatever we can and see which one is just trying to grab the lowest fruit on the tree and try to create whatever we can within the time they have.
Yeah, all right. And then so once you finally decided on making this game, then the actual like process is built in Unity. Like, how many people are actually working in the Unity file at a given time?
I think it was Gundulf. How many people other than yourself? I think there's only two, right?
Well, for now, I'm the only one looking for what we will be start bug testing, and it will be two, I think.
Yeah, yeah. During the game jam, there was another person in our team that was helping Gundalf. But after the game jam, we've been working on and off, and yeah, basically we decided that okay, we want to finish what we've started and try to complete that. And Gandalf has been working very hard while he's dealing with a lot of things going on.
All right, sounds good. Um, and I guess moving on here, do you have a useful shortcut or a clever hack that you could recommend that would be useful to others?
Sorry, I'm not too sure what you mean by that.
Uh, Press space for XP.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't just mean like in the game. I mean like in the process of development, like in Unity.
Well, for the demo, you can press spacebar and you will get a lot of XP if I edit. Also, which demo I think uploaded.
Right. Sorry. What I mean by my question is when you're working in Visual Studio or in Unity, is there like something that you use in your day-to-day work process that you find really helps you like get through things faster, or is like an uncommon bit of information that might help other people when they're working on their own games?
I guess if you're talking not exclusively to Unity itself, I can insert a comment over there because I guess try to assign the roles and actually see who can do what is very important. To be very clear at the very beginning and about who's being available. I
Hmm.
think that would be really crucial, especially for our team because we are scattered all across the world and people are from different time zones. Having something to track the time, to track who is being available at what time, to even get together and talk about something would be very important.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have a tool that you actually used for that?
We are just using Google Calendar actually. So
Okay.
yeah, you get functions about different time zones. Just make sure everyone's time zone is listed on your Google Calendar. And when you schedule a meeting, you can actually look at different time zones and see, are you trying to wake up someone in the middle of the night? And for our team, it's actually kind of difficult because there has to be someone sleeping at the time that we're meeting. So
Mhm.
either like one person of the two, or maybe two people out of the four would be asleep at the time. Um, so you have to plan ahead and actually give yourself a little bit of extra room to actually get anywhere.
Right. Yeah, because I think a lot of teams are coordinating just over Discord, but I'm glad that Google Calendar works out well for you. One thing that I'll point out is a super handy feature that I used when we were in conversation. Um, you can send a message in Discord using a Unix timestamp like this, and just by putting it in these little like T angle brackets, um, you can see that Discord will sort of automatically. Whoa. Okay, you can see that Discord will automatically format it into this like number that for me shows 9 p.m., but for you shows whatever it is in your local time zone. So it's that's a handy tool to take the guesswork out of um, time zone math, because yeah, Discord will just do the math for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a small thing that I found to be quite handy when trying to coordinate these streams and such.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so do you want to talk a little bit about what your plans are for the game going forward?
Honestly, like I guess our team we're not very ambitious. The point of trying to be at the game jam and taking that as a learning experience come forefront for us. Um, uh, for myself, I'm speaking for myself. This is the first time I am joining a game jam in Canada. It's a privilege to actually work with a global team at the time. Um, we don't plan to actually have this on Steam or anything immediately. We're just gonna spend our time and trying to get the artwork perfect. And Eulyzis is trying to try out different artwork style, pixel artwork. I think we are just using this as an opportunity to practice and try to see where we can go from here.
All right, sounds good. Well, if anyone has any questions in chat, now would be the time to ask them. In the meantime, where can people find you on social media and learn more about this game as it develops?
We haven't published anything online, unfortunately. Like I said, it is more like an exercising project for us at the moment.
Right.
So, but we are all available on Discord. You can use our ID to look for us. I'm not sure. Are we supposed to unveil our our ID right here?
No, you don't have to do that. It was just like if you had social media that you wanted to promote, you can. If you just want to say that people can find you by joining up on the Blue Screen Productions Discord, then they know they can find you there.
They can definitely find us on there. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm working on a couple of different projects on the site as well, but they are not available for review at the moment, unfortunately. But
Okay.
I know that our team members are also doing different things on their site as well. So yeah, do reach out to us. We would love to talk.
For sure. And yeah, like I mean, so Eulyzis, Gundulf, do either of you have like a Twitter or something, Facebook page you want to promote?
Currently, I don't have anything, but in the future, if I do, I would be sure to post it.
Sure. All right. I can absolutely respect that. I'm only reluctantly on a lot of social media platforms because of trying to coordinate streams and such. I think otherwise I'm very much not a social media type person myself. So, but look, we made it all the way to Realm in the scope of our conversation here. So I think that's got to be not bad.
Yeah, you got into the black hole basically. I think this is the second last stage.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So we try not to stall the player that much. We want them to progress and actually see And like I said, the narrative is pretty a big part of this game. Unfortunately, it's not available at the moment. But
Mhm.
once you actually get through the first loop and you see that you're where you're getting through, the text will get a little more interesting.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today and showing off the game. I appreciate that you were able to send it to me in a like private download so I could see it in advance of anyone else. But if you do end up making some changes and you want some feedback on the game as it goes forward, I'd be more than happy to take another look. Um,
Thank you.
as it stands right now, I don't have the most experience with playing or commenting on idle games, so oh wow, okay, we made it to Dimension after all. So at the moment, the thing that I mentioned earlier, like if I'm at the Dimension stage, I feel like things are going to loop back to the beginning because otherwise, why would there be 3 or 2 more entire pages of things that I could unlock? Um, yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
really sure what's going to happen once I get past the sort of final stage here, but um, the only thing that I would recommend UI wise, and this is specifically because my day job is working in UI development in Unity, it would be really helpful to have hover states around the buttons so that you know that something is going to react to your click when you put the cursor over it, because that'll really help clarify what is or is not a button that you can interact with.
Thank you. Thank you. It's definitely something that we have on our list to do. It's on our to-do list.
Sure. Yeah, and it's fine. Like I was able to figure things out eventually. It was just a matter of making it a bit of a a slightly more intuitive interface. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for the comment.
All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. Eulyzis, Gundulf, and Nox for joining me on the stream today. And yeah, look, please feel free if any of you have any other projects you'd like me to take a look at, or like I said, just a future version of this one, feel free to reach out on the Discord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good
Thank you.
evening or rest of your
night.
day. I don't know where everyone is coming in from, but yeah, bye bye for now.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.